The morning sun cast warm streaks across the parking lot of SunTrust Bank, but inside the branch, the air was tense enough to cut through. Customers moved quietly, avoiding eye contact, and the input never reached their eyes. No one expected trouble, least of all 72-year-old Miss Lorraine Parker. Reading this passage gives a vivid image of an uncomfortable atmosphere in the bank. Miss Lorraine walked in slowly, leaning heavily on her worn wooden cane. Her silver hair was tucked neatly into a bun, and her Sunday best coat hung loosely on her thin shoulders. She carried a small brown envelope, the last piece of her savings, scraped together from cleaning houses for decades. This description paints a picture of Miss Lorraine's age, resilience, and financial struggles. She approached the counter with the same gentle smile she had worn through every hardship life had thrown at her. "Baby, I'm just here to withdraw $60, she said softly to the young teller. Miss Lorraine's demeanor and words convey her kindness and humility, contrasting with the tense bank atmosphere. The teller's eyes flicked to her screen, then widened with suspicion. She leaned back, whispered to a manager, and suddenly the atmosphere shifted. Miss Lorraine noticed it instantly. The stares, the coldness, the way the security guard's hand drifted toward his holster. The teller's reaction and the subsequent change in the bank's atmosphere suggest racial profiling and discrimination against Miss Lorraine. Ma'am, the manager said stiffly, we have reason to believe you're attempting to access an account that isn't yours. Miss Lorraine blinked in confusion. This is my account. I've been banking here 23 years. The manager's accusation and Miss Lorraine's response highlight the injustice and disbelief she faces despite her long-standing relationship with the bank. Before she could show her ID, 2 police officers stormed in, responding to what the manager had described as a fraud attempt by an elderly suspect. What? Miss Lorraine whispered, her voice cracking. A woman of police escalates the situation, showing how quickly Miss Lorraine's situation spirals out of control due to the bank's misguided suspicions. But the officers didn't care. Rough hands grabbed her arms. Her cane clattered to the floor. Gasps echoed through the bank as the officers twisted her wrists behind her back. I got arthritis. Please, she cried. The officers' aggressive actions and disregard for Miss Lorraine's health condition demonstrate a lack of empathy and excessive force, exacerbating her distress. Ma'am, stop resisting! One officer barked, even though she hadn't resisted at all. From the outside, it looked like another sad moment of injustice, a fragile black elder humiliated for simply existing. This scene encapsulates systemic racism and ageism, as Miss Lorraine is unfairly treated and disrespected by law enforcement and the banking system. It seems like the story you're sharing involves a biker group called the Iron Serpents, who are witnesses to the unjust treatment of Miss Lorraine. The mention of their motorcycles and their reputation as protectors of neighborhoods suggests that they might intervene in the situation. Is that where the story is heading? Is that bikers' reaction to Miss Lorraine's situation reveals their empathy and sense of justice? Reaper's decision to act, followed by the Iron Serpents to confront the bank and the police, potentially turning the situation around for Miss Lorraine. The Iron Serpents' arrival at the bank, with their powerful motorcycles and united front, adds a dramatic and potentially game-changing element to the scene. Miss Lorraine's trembling reflects her fear and vulnerability, but the bikers' presence might offer her some hope and protection. The bikers' bold intervention halts the police officers, creating a standoff. Reaper Kane and the Iron Serpent's presence not only physically blocks the exit, but also sends a strong message of solidarity and support for Miss Lorraine. This confrontation could lead to a resolution in her favor. Reaper's calm demeanor, despite his intimidating presence, adds an intriguing layer to the situation. His composure may indicate that he's in control and not looking for a fight, rather seeking to resolve the matter peacefully. This approach could diffuse tension and make the officers more receptive to listening. Reaper's protective stance and his question directed at the officers emphasize the absurdity of the situation. By framing Miss Lorraine as someone's grandmother, he humanizes her and appeals to the Reaper's response turns the officer's defensiveness back on them, challenging the notion that this is solely a police matter. By asking for an explanation, he asserts the community's right to understand and question the officer's actions, potentially exposing any wrongdoing or bias. Miss Lorraine's newfound sense of safety with Reaper and the Iron Serpents contrasts sharply with her fear moments before. The officer's accusation of fraud, however, raises questions about the evidence and whether racial profiling played a role in their suspicion. Reaper might push for more details to uncover the truth. Miss Lorraine's newfound sense of safety with Reaper and the Iron Serpents contrasts sharply with her fear moments before. The officer's accusation of fraud, however, raises questions about the evidence and whether racial profiling played a role in their suspicion. Reaper might push for more details to uncover the truth. Reaper's direct question about checking Miss Lorraine's ID reveals a potential lapse in the officer's procedure. His offer to verify her identity himself could help clear up the misunderstanding and demonstrate that the Iron Serpents are seeking a fair resolution, not confrontation. Reaper's gentle handling of Miss Lorraine's belongings and the discovery of her identification and bank documents in the envelope provide concrete evidence of her innocence. This revelation undermines the officer's fraud allegations and supports the notion that Miss Lorraine was unfairly targeted. The visual proof presented by Reaper, combined with the growing crowd's murmurs of support, puts pressure on the officers to reconsider their actions. The community's reaction signifies that they recognize the injustice and stand with Miss Lorraine, further challenging the police's handling of the situation. Reaper's rhetorical question highlights the absurdity and cruelty of the bank's actions. The manager's attempt to justify their behavior has to wait by citing protocol only serves to underscore the systemic issues at play, suggesting that blind adherence to rules can lead to harmful outcomes. Reaper's quiet tone maintains the tension while emphasizing his disapproval. Reaper's direct accusation of profiling strikes a nerve, and the manager's silence implies guilt, or at least an inability to defend the bank's actions. This moment of truth exposes the possibility that racial bias influenced the bank staff's decision-making, leading to Miss Lorraine's mistreatment. Reaper's firm command and the collective pressure from the crowd, potential video recordings, and the bike Miss Lorraine symbolizes a small victory for justice and accountability, thanks to the Iron Serpent's intervention. Reaper's gesture of kneeling shows respect and empathy for Miss Lorraine, helping to comfort her after the ordeal. By meeting her at eye level, he creates a sense of connection and understanding, reassuring her that she's not alone and that justice is being served. Miss Lorraine's gratitude and tears express her relief and appreciation for Reaper's help. The term baby she uses suggests a sense of trust and warmth, acknowledging Reaper's kindness and the bond formed in this moment of crisis. Reaper's insistence on an apology ensures that the bank manager acknowledges their wrongdoing and takes responsibility. The manager's hesitant apology, though perhaps not entirely heartfelt, is a step towards making amends and recognizing the harm caused to Miss Lorraine. Reaper's actions push for accountability and respect. The bikers' protective formation around Miss Lorraine signifies their commitment to safeguarding her and restoring her dignity. Reaper's continued presence ensures she receives fair treatment, and the teller's shame suggests remorse for the actions. This outcome reflects a shift in power dynamics, with the community and the Iron Serpents advocating for Miss Lorraine's rights. The crowd's cheers celebrate Miss Lorraine's victory and the Iron Serpent's role in achieving, but also symbolizes a gesture of goodwill and solidarity. His mention of no charge underscores the biker's genuine desire to help without expectation of reward. His clarification that the Iron Serpents are a family, not a gang, highlights their sense of unity and camaraderie, extending the notion of family to the image of Miss Lorraine walking with the Iron Serpents creates a powerful symbol of unexpected alliances and community support. Her feeling of safety is a testament to the positive impact the bikers have on her life. The story's lasting legacy, as it's retold over the years, will serve as a reminder of the importance of standing up for one another.